That's right, today we're gonna do shrimp kimbap. It's one of my favorite types of kimbap to order. The first, of course, traditional kimbap. Number two, there is tuna mayo. It's really good. And then this 3-1, which is a fried shrimp one. I love it. Now, I think the key thing when making kimbap at home is to keep it a little bit minimal, but choosing the right combination of ingredients. That way you can reduce the time, but keep that flavor on point. So bookmark this recipe for the weekend. We need a little bit of time. And if you want to up your Korean culinary skills, let's kimbap. Kim, pop, pop, pop. Any shrimp will work, but don't get those massive like king tiger prawn shrimps that sometimes you see mukbangers dip in that sauce and just dehead this and then clean this, take off its outer shell. Now kimbap is one of those perfect dishes for getting other family members involved. If you see someone on the couch just chilling, just picking their booty, you gotta get on their case right now. Tell them to join you in the kitchen now. Pretty easy. The shell is removed up top. Now there is this piece here. Since we're going to eat this as kimbap, it's great to not bite into that outer shell. If you take this last part off, the tail becomes a little bit weak, so be careful. Don't hold it like that. And right above the tail, there's this pointy part here. It still has this like shell on. I like to take that part off because oftentimes it's filled with liquid, and when you fry, it pops in the oil. We got a beautiful shrimp piece like that. Now I highly recommend saving these shrimp heads. One for broth, of course, but to be honest, do you know where I use them? Korean ramen. I want to devein this. I know a lot of restaurants skip this step because it just takes time, but that's a no-no for me. We're going to give it a few cuts so that when it fries straight. You see where all the legs are? Those are great places to give it cuts. Don't go all the way down. Maybe a third. All right. Turn it back up to the top. Last step, we want to make this a little bit longer. All the meat is like focused up here. With 2 fingers, press down on it and you'll hear it pop, right? Same thing, you'll hear it pop, and good. Now season them with salt and pepper. And then for our beautiful shrimp, you know the drill. We're gonna use some flour. You can use AP, or you can use buchimgaru, which is the Korean word for Korean pancake mix. That also works well. Then beat up like 2 or 3 eggs. Good reminder, just hit it with some salt. Very good. And then we're gonna use breadcrumbs. Use any brand that you like. Panko is good as well. Throw in some parsley. This is optional, of course, no need. I'm gonna just do all of them at once. Feel that yolk running through your fingers. And that looks excellent to me. Let's pop this in the refrigerator now while we prep the other ingredients. Now the typical way when you make kimbap, you get the ingredients and usually measure them into long rectangle pieces. But lately in Seoul, they cut all the ingredients very thinly. So you get very thinly sliced pieces, a lot of them. Roll it and it tastes even better. Why? Because when you bite into it, you get like layers of crunch, 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 crunch. So today, I'm gonna do it that way, and I'll show you how to get crunch, 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 crunch. All right, guys, first thing, cucumber. If yours has little bumps, and we can take them off. Grab a piece of the seaweed, the laver that you're gonna roll with a little bit later. Measure the length. All right, cut it down the middle. If you take a look at the core, this is where there's a lot of water and juice. We want to avoid that, and we want to cut around that. Basically, avoid the middle. This one we'll just eat. Get a piece of your cucumber. I think size around that is good. Cut one side, lay it like that so it doesn't move around. Try to get them as skinny as you can. Our cucumbers, it's soft enough to crunch, but this one is too hard. Let's put this on a medium-low heat at first. A little bit of oil. All right, once the frying pan is hot, I want you to turn this back down to a low heat. All right, we don't want the carrots to turn color, but just soften them up a little bit. A pinch of salt, and we'll give it about 1 minute. It should still be firm, but it should be soft enough to bite through, okay? You see it's still bright orange, that's good. And then we have 2 ingredients that I recommend going to a Korean mart and buying. You can make this at home, but if you include this is going to include like another half day of pickling or a full day of pickling. So let's start with this one. In Korean, this is called uong, which means burdock root. 조림, pickled burdock root. And it's one of those classic ingredients that's in almost every type of kimbap. Try your best to cut this in half first. Cut it in half again. All right, and looks beautiful. I think we need a little bit more than this, so I'll make a few more. The last ingredient, I'm sure a lot of you guys know, it's called 단무지. This is Korean pickled radish. In Korea, it's available in two different colors. One is this like white color, and then the other, which is the more traditional one, it's yellow. This might give you some nostalgia, as you know, if you order jjajangmyeon to go. This is the little, I think for this kimbap, this white one looks better, but of course, it doesn't matter which one you use. And then the trick here again is to cut this into very thin pieces. Then let's get our shrimp on the road. Unfortunately, this is the last of the oil I have on hand. And you can see the bubbles are coming up. Drop them in first, a little bit so that they flatten out. All right, and then drop them in flat. All right, I was worried it wasn't enough oil, but I think it's good enough. There's 3. Ooh, these look both beautiful. Oh, I'm getting so hungry. Katie, do you want to help me now?
Yeah. I'm gonna give you a crunchy ASMR. Oh,
And then a very simple sauce, I want you to mix a little bit of mayonnaise. Now you can go straight mayonnaise, but I like to add just a touch of wasabi. Have I lost my mind? That's way too much. We take this out. All right, then give it a mix. Mix it up. Let me give it a taste now. Actually, I just want a little bit more pop. This is all up to you guys. Just go to taste. And then I'm gonna put it into a makeshift pipette. And then we'll just make a little snippet. Next, of course, is the rice. 3 cups. I wanna make 3 rolls. Fan out the rice. Then I have some rice vinegar. And how much am I using? This is around 2 tablespoons worth. All right, get that vinegar mixed in first, and then around 2 tablespoons of toasted sesame oil. Put that around as well. Then we're going to finish off with a tablespoon of sesame seeds. And I should mention, when you're making Korean kimbap, we usually just use plain rice. This method of seasoning with rice vinegar and sesame oil, this is generally for sushi, like Japanese sushi. But today, I feel like it, I'll do it. All right, guys, rice is ready. Dampen a few paper towels and put it over the top so it doesn't dry out. We're gonna get some Korean kim. This one has been roasted over heat, so it's been cooked once, but it hasn't been seasoned with oil or salt. It's just been roasted. Now we also have a kimbap mat. In Korean, it's called a gimbal. It's normally made of bamboo, but we lost ours when we were moving, and this is all they had at the mart. So I want you to get another piece and cut this around 2/3. All right. We're gonna put our rice on the bottom, but we're gonna put all of our stuff on top. Put our rice in the middle, and then we wanna spread it left and right so that it really fills out our laver sheet here. And when you're doing kimbap, you really wanna be wearing gloves, that way it doesn't stick to your hands. Now, if you look at this, there's rice all the way to the perimeters, right? This is really good. And then you have your pinky finger and that first crease. I want you to leave just that amount of space on top, okay? All right, take a look. There's no parking space anywhere. Oh, maybe here. Oh, nope, covered, right? That's good. Now take that second layer that we cut, put it on top. And then the important part, we're gonna lift this, right? So I recommend putting most of the ingredients here, or else they're gonna fall as you lift. So put them right around here. We'll start with some cucumber, and make sure you fill them to the edge, because it looks nice if it's stuffed. Put in some of our carrots. Then that pickled radish, the 단무지. Then our uong, which was the pickled burdock root. And then our beautiful shrimp. Let them kiss up top, tails in the back pointing out. And then the real reason why I told you to go with those regular size ones, so we can fit in 2. That's right. Oh yeah. I want you to sign your name. Now here in this video, I used a little, but I think it's better to use more sauce because you need a little bit of wetness in the when you bite into it. Also, if you want to use tartar sauce, great choice as well. Again, be generous with the sauce. And the game plan here is we want this to come over here, but when you roll, make sure you grab the stuffings in so it doesn't fly out. And let's go. I want you to...
꼭 해야지. 그리고 이거를 여기에 붙여야 돼, 쌀을.
All right, get it in. Holy shnikes. I should use this actually. Get it in. And then squeeze it down. That way it stays compact. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. All right. And this last part, you see, there's a little bit of slack. You can just roll it. Very nice. And then once that's finished, you bring it back down. Oh my gosh, this one is like a monster burrito. I love it. And then kind of squeeze it as it goes. Give some tension in there so all the ingredients look like they're about to pop out. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, looks nice, right? Nice final squeezes. All right, and oh my goodness. Wow.
Wow.
Little burrito, very nice. From the outside, it looks good. Nice and tong-tongs, nice and full, like a watermelon. Then we're gonna brush it with some sesame oil so that it doesn't pop when you cut it. All right. Then we're gonna hit it with a little bit of sesame seeds on top. Roll it, a little bit of sesame seeds. All right, and from here, to see if we're a B+ student, a B- student, C+, pass or fail, let's see, all right?
The revelation.
We cut.
Whoa!
We cut it right where the shrimp were kissing. We're gonna cut another section right here.
Daniel, we're gonna go on a picnic to Park Theater, right?
Wow! Holy
대박!
shnikes.
오빠 이거 컵라면이랑 가서 먹으면 너무 맛있겠다.
Holy shnikes.
I love how you put 2 shrimps, not just
No.
one.
My friends, are we in business? There it is, my beautiful neighbors. Woo! What you think about that? All right, and if you take a look, you got a perfect perimeter of rice, and then all the ingredients, they're like in this little seaweed blanket, so they're separated, so it doesn't get that mushy. And wow. All right, and of course, let's take a bite. Oh my gosh, so good. I gotta go in for another one.
We're taking it to our car theater tonight, right?
I think I'm gonna just eat it whole. That's when you know when kimbap is good, when you don't eat.
Oh,
I just lost the shrimp.
it's okay. It's a carrot.
Oh, it's a carrot. And in Korea, the 1-2 punch is kimbap plus spicy Korean ramen.
Ramen.
That's right. Flavor Town. Flavor Town.
What kind of fancy ramen are you gonna make today?
Yo! Good luck. 만들어. Ramen. Then we got some leftover kimbap, the one that exploded, grenade, and the left ends that no one touches.
The ugly one.
And then of course some leftover kimchi.
Yay!
맛있겠다. 잘 먹겠습니다. Whoa, Katie, that slurp is out of.